I know, it's Jay, and it's not an unboxing video? What's he gonna talk about? Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you're having a safe and awesome week. So yeah, what am I talking about? Well, if you saw the thumbnail, Superman and Lois. One of the best superhero shows on TV. And yes, I'm even saying that it's better than some of the Disney Plus stuff. There's some specific things I want to talk about that, for me, make this show so great. My number one reason I'm going to save till the end. This isn't going to be like a 5, 4, 3, 2 kind of thing, but my very first reason to watch this show, I'm going to save to the very end. So the rest of this is in no particular order. First and foremost, this is a CW show. So yes, it's going to have that CW cheese. There's going to be dramatic moments. There's going to be things that are, it seems like a teen drama, okay? They take a lot of liberties with things, but the show is so good. For a CW show, it feels like they poured a ton of budget into this. I mean, the writing is amazing. It's got humor, it's got heart, it's got action, it's got thrills, it's got suspense. And the fact that it looks like a movie with almost every episode. Like they took their time with this. They wanted to make this thing just amazing, and they've done that for me. If you don't have Max, which is how I'm watching it, I'm in season 3, episode like 8 or 9. Oh my goodness, every season is just fantastic. They've had recasts for one of the twins in the show. They had a recast in the season before with the girlfriend, but just the production value of the show is amazing, and it's almost like you feel like these characters have been there the whole time. That's another thing I want to bring up. The cast. The cast of this show is just superb. I'm not gonna shy away from this. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. Love him. I'm sad we're not gonna get more of him, but as I've said before in a previous video, it's not happening, so I just had to get over it. Okay? And I know there's a lot of people out there that they do not like Henry Cavill Superman. I thought that they were going to be going somewhere. They were just taking too long. And, with the announcement of James Gunn and Peter Safran, is it Safran or Safran? I don't remember right now. And them having their the DC studios, super funny. There's a video from 2019 I did, not a video that was ever posted. This was when I was still practicing, where I was like, Warner Brothers have been dragging their feet with all these characters. It'd been so long since we had a sequel to Man of Steel. They're going to end up losing Henry. And I wish that they had a Warner Brothers and a DC Studios. And at that time, I was like, let Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, hell, even Kevin Smith be in charge of that. Now, granted, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not overly wild about the entire plan for the new DCU, but I'm excited to see James Gunn's legacy. Cautiously optimistic, but still excited because it's Superman, and Superman's been played by many people. To some folks, I think George Reeves was their Superman, and nobody else has ever come close. A lot of people's Christopher Reeve, all that. But the cast in this, getting back to that, the cast in this is amazing. I was a little skeptical about Lois, but Bitsy Tulloch is tremendous. I liked her in Grimm. My biggest issue, and it wasn't even an issue, I've told this story a lot of times too. I give any actor a chance with any role, and that's thanks to the late great Heath Ledger. Because as much as I enjoyed his movies, I just couldn't see him being Joker. And then when Dark Knight came out, he blew me away. So from then on, I was like, you know what? Everybody gets a chance. Now, Tyler Hoechlin, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, gonna be honest, I never really liked him in most things I saw him in. But I was like, you know what? Give him a chance. He's a pretty built guy. Now, he's not the Henry Cavill like huge Superman, but there's been some leaner looking Supermen before, I guess you could say. Um, so I was like, give him a chance. And he definitely won me over. And again, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about Tyler at the end of this. Uh, Look, here's the thing I'm gonna tell folks. If you are a diehard Henry Cavill fan or Superman fan, and in your mind Henry Cavill's the only person that could ever portray Superman, there shouldn't be a TV Superman. I will tell you, as a lifelong Superman fan myself, give it a shot. Okay. Um, Again, I've already gone through. I loved Henry as Superman, but it's done. We'll always have those movies. I'm also a person that, if you didn't like Henry, if you just don't like any other versions of Superman, that is definitely your opinion. I am always of the opinion of, we as fans should not tell other fans what they should like. If you didn't like Henry Cavill Superman, you shouldn't tell anybody else. Well, if you're a fan of Henry Cavill Superman, you're obviously not a Superman fan. You shouldn't do that. Just because you don't like an interpretation of a character, no matter how wrong you believe it is, that doesn't mean we should yuck anybody else's yum if they liked it. Getting sidetracked here. Sorry, just had to get that out there. Let people be fans of what they're going to be fans of. People loved Black Adam. People did not like Black Adam at all. But that's neither here nor there. This show, though, I honestly thought this would be a show to bring fans together. Say what you want about the different universes. This show is great. Like I said, outside of the cast being amazing, the writing in this is so good. It has the perfect mix of, all those things I said before. The humor, the action, all of that. The dialogue. Like I said, it looks like a movie every episode. It really does. So if you don't have Max, yeah, I think you might try the CWC, or maybe they've even released some seasons. Give this show a shot. I'm telling you, the very first episode is this great Clark in the old school Superman suit. It almost looks like the cover of Action Comics. That's what they were going for. The cover of Action Comics #1 with him lifting the green car. Just the first line that Tyler has when there's a little boy he saves, and the little boy looks at him and says,
"Cool costume."
Thanks. My mom made it for me.
It took me that episode. I hadn't watched it from the beginning, right? I waited and I waited. I was like, well, I'll eventually. I've been so busy, I'll eventually get to it. Well, I was like, you know what? One night I was kind of bored. I said, I'll give a couple episodes. It's up there on, at the time, HBO Max. It's up there on HBO Max. I give it a couple episodes, see how it goes. Yeah, halfway into season 2, that same night, I was like, I love this show. Now, speaking of Tyler Hoechlin, that is my favorite part. The cast elevate his Superman, but Tyler Hoechlin himself, let me tell y'all something. Loved Henry's version of him, but as far as being like the embodiment of not only Superman but of Clark, Tyler is just in a league of his own. Like, in a perfect world, Henry's Superman would have been mixed with Tyler's Superman, and that would have been the perfect Superman. But as far as a whole, Tyler kind of knocks Henry down a notch for me. His Superman is that good. His Clark, my goodness. The one thing that, for me, that was missing, and this is for me, so I know everybody else has their own opinion, but this is just mine. The one thing that Henry's Clark was missing was that nerdiness. And Clark is funny. Clark is not joke a minute funny, but Clark is funny. And if you give this show a shot, you'll see. Tyler does some things as Clark that I'm like, this man is Clark Kent.
Hey, Coach gave me a jacket and I bought a hat. Break it up! Good. Yeah, you're right.
But then he turns right around when he's Superman, and you're like, this guy is Superman. So for me, he is a perfect mix of Clark and Superman. And, for the longest time, I used to say, Clark Kent was the mask and Superman is who he is. Well, I can definitely admit I was wrong. Because Clark Kent is who Superman is. Superman is the hero, the beacon that the world can look towards for that hope, that light in the darkness. But Clark just being the human side of him. No, he's full Kryptonian, but raised on Earth, and just having the values instilled in him just makes him such a good person, a being we should all strive to be like, I'm a little conflicted, though. I understand that after the next season is going to be the last season, because again, James Gunn is getting his DC universe up off the ground. So I don't know if that's because he doesn't want the competition, but I will say this, Tyler, you are one of the best Clark Kent Superman representations I've ever seen. You destroyed this role, like in a good way. The whole cast, I know we're not getting a lot of them back for the last season, but y'all will all be missed. I really hope they can close out this series on a high note. And I think by ending it in season 4, aside from the movies coming out, that they will end on a high note, because they're not going to, be dragging it out for 8 to 12 seasons or something like that. I was a humongous Smallville fan, and I know I did a list a little while back, and all those reasons, if you can decipher from my rambling like I do, this was kind of like an impromptu video. Superman and Lois has taken over the top spot. Like, if you watched that video, you saw it was my number 1. And if David Cornsweet can capture even a tenth of Tyler's magic, then this Superman's going to be great. I'm going to be really sad that the show ends, though. I'm going to be honest. Like, right now, I'm in episode 8 or 9 of season 3. I just got done watching an episode. I was like, you know what? Let me come ramble. Like, there's no structure to my videos most of the time. So hopefully you stuck around this long, and maybe through some of my incoherent babbling, you like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this show a shot. Once again, the entire cast is amazing, but Tyler's Superman and Clark is just a thing of beauty. Like, I never thought, for one, that I'd ever get a Superman TV show again, and that's because, I thought once they started the DCEU, Superman was going to be off limits. Happy accident, I guess you could say, but yeah, for those reasons, this is my favorite superhero show. I really hope that they go out with a bang, and not that any of these folks will see this, but to all the cast, and especially to Tyler Hoechlin, thank you for making me believe a man could fly again. Hey everybody, if you made it this far, Sorry for the rambling. I never have a script. I know people say you should write a script. I just can't. I can't follow a script. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel normal. So I just ramble, and hopefully any of that made sense. Hopefully you understand my love for Superman in this show. Superman and Lois. If you get a chance to watch it somewhere, please do it. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. We're kind of trying to do a push on our own channel for 250 subscribers. We were at 230. Unfortunately, we lost someone, so we're at 229. Also, on The Experience, my job, we're making a push for 2,500 subscribers. So if you haven't checked out The Experience, you can see me and my unedited babbling, where I can't fix it, like I do so much in these videos. Check out The Experience. Great programming all week. And as always, thank y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me just on and on and on. I really appreciate it. So, as always, you have a great rest of your day. And look up in the sky.